Halo Infinite flights start today or tomorrow if you are watching this video right as I upload it. So in this video, we're going to go over exactly what to expect from the flights over the weekend. So I don't want to waste your time, let's hop right in. So first things first, while a ton of people did get into these flights, unfortunately not everyone can get in, but there are going to be more flights. So make sure if you missed out on this flight, don't lose hope for future flights, or if you didn't sign up in time for this flight, make sure you head over to Halo Insider and get signed up for the next flight. Besides that, these are basically the dates and times of the flight. So on Thursday, July 29th, most likely today, by the time you're watching this video, the tech preview officially goes live. Unfortunately, they didn't give us an exact time, but I would probably guess it's somewhere in the afternoon Pacific time. But that is just me speculating. After Thursday though, each day has scheduled play times. However, you can play at any time. These will just be the core hours that they're focusing on, but you'll always have the ability to matchmake. So on Friday, the scheduled play times are 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific, same thing for Saturday and Sunday. And then on Monday, August 2nd, the tech preview closes at 10 a.m. Pacific. The available content in this flight that we'll get into the details about in a little bit is Botslayer, weapon drills, and the Waypoint V Next. Throughout the weekend, Halo Support's insider site is going to be available for all players to use that are a part of the tech preview. So make sure to check your email and your Waypoint message for all the appropriate links, for information and all the different places to give feedback or to see all the known issues and basically just all the information you could need. This tech preview has 3 specific goals from 343: to test the services behind the game at scale, gather tons of real-world data about PC hardware configurations, and lastly, to collect your feedback. So the first main component of this flight is Botslayer, which is 4 players versus 4 bots on Livefire, Bazaar, and Recharge. Split screen, however, is not going to be supported in this build. The main goal of this is to test the bots, as these are a totally new feature to Halo, but also this allows them to test their dedicated servers in a different way. They plan on opening up with bots on the lowest skill on only one map, but as they hit their daily engagement goals, they're going to increase the bot skill along with adding in the other maps into the flight. They're also going to be doing a cool thing where they're going to shout out the top Botslayer, which is the player with the most daily wins, and the team who can win the fastest each day, and they're looking to award these players with a cool special nameplate when the game launches this holiday. They're also doing a little Twitter hashtag #InfinitePlays, where you can show off your cool clips and wacky shenanigans and everything you run into during the flight. Other than Botslayer, another main component of the flight is going to be the weapon drills, and there are weapon drills for a variety of different weapons. The assault rifle, the battle rifle, the sidekick, the bulldog, the needler, the commando, the sniper, the pistol, the carbine, the ravager, the heatwave, and the skewer. If you watch the technical preview today, or you're looking at the screen right now, this is basically what you're going to get out of the weapon drills. So make sure to check those out and mess around with some of the new weapons and kind of see how they work, especially some of the newer weapons like the heatwave or the skewer. Another thing that we're going to see in the flights is just the battle pass and the menu UI. In the flights, each Halo Insider is going to be granted a set amount of in-game credits, CR, so that we can dig into a very trimmed down version of the battle pass. Like I said though, this is a very trimmed down version of the first battle pass, so there's going to be a lot more content in there once the game releases. Also, just as a reminder, none of the items that you unlock over the course of the tech previews is going to carry over to the game's release later this year. They mentioned that everything in this should be considered a work of progress and is not totally indicative of the final shipping systems, including the cost of different pieces in the store, the order in which they're unlocked in the battle pass, or the experience granted by completing challenges and other things. The key focus that 343 is aiming for is to test out if the systems that dictate when you unlock and equip items are working correctly. So if you run into issues there, make sure you put in those tickets and let them know, and they are looking for our feedback if you have any feedback on the battle pass or just the menu UI in general. Another thing we're getting in the tech preview is the new version of Halo Waypoint, which they have named Waypoint V Next. This is going to launch on the web for your standard browsing experience, along with iOS and Android in app form. If you're in the tech preview, then you'll be able to use this same experience to edit and update your Spartan in Halo Infinite. However, if you're not in the tech preview, but you still want to check out Waypoint V Next, you still can check it out and see what's all there for MCC and Halo 5. And last but not least, the possible last component, which is conditional on some things, could be regular social Slayer. If they hit their goals with what they're trying to achieve by testing Botslayer, they will enable regular 4v4 PvP social arena Slayer like you would be familiar with from other Halo games. This would be in the final stretch of the flight, i.e. Sunday evening. However, they wanted to make it clear that this is still very rough around the edges in this build. Specifically, there is a case where players will end up in a bad state as a session is forming, and after a delay, get kicked back to the main menu, which will make it a 4v3. Based on their private flights, on average, a match will start with a full 4v4 about 60% of the time, and then 4v3 the other 40% of the time, with the final player joining in progress within a minute. They would love to get additional testing and data to help the team, but they really want to ensure players understand the experience and potential hiccups before jumping in. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the Halo Twitter account and the in-game newsfeed to know and if when Social Arena gets enabled. As they mentioned today a lot during the technical preview, this is a build that is a couple months old and there are a lot of known issues. Here are some of the ones that you should be aware of going into the preview this weekend. AMD players should make sure that they're using AMD graphics driver version 21.6.1 or later. Earlier versions are not compatible and you'll have a significant reduction in performance and stability issues. There's also a pesky bug related to matchmaking that can result in a player being unable to join into a session, timing out, and then returning to the main menu. The match will proceed, but you might be missing a player from your game for a brief period until another player joins in progress. They're also aware of and tracking a few different crash scenarios, though the overall average failure rate is well below their targets. They are particularly interested though in getting more crash logs from a wider breadth of platforms to work on that stability. There are also various situations that can cause stuttering, desync, warping, and other abnormal behavior. Occasionally, player scores don't appear during the victory screen at the end of the game, and sometimes the post-game carnage report may not load. Sometimes a player may begin a match unable to see their own weapon or even have reduced audio. Sometimes a player's melee attack may not register, and sometimes after pressing A at the title screen, challenges, customization, and commerce screens take a while to appear on the main menu. So these are a few of the issues that are aware in this build, but if you want the full list, make sure you head over to the Halo support site and check out the known issues article. However, that article will not be live until the flight has gone live today. Make sure that if you run into any issues that are not listed in the article, that you submit a ticket on them, because that's how they're going to improve this build for the future. Throughout the flight, they are going to have a variety of different places that they're looking for feedback, whether it's Botslayer, the weapon drills, the UI, PC feedback in general, or Xbox feedback in general. So make sure you guys watch out for those different posts and you give your feedback. I know one major thing I'm already going to be giving feedback on is the mouse sensitivity slider. Us mouse and keyboard players would love more than 1 decimal point, unless I just misunderstood that from the technical preview today. Anyways guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the flights if you got in. If you didn't get in, I'm sorry. Hopefully you get into the next ones. Hopefully though, you're able to enjoy a lot of the content that people are putting out, because I'm sure there's going to be a ton of it. I know I'm going to try and put out as many videos as I can on basically everything in the flight. So if you have any specific things you want to see or specific videos you want to see, just let me know in the comments below and I'll try and get to them. Also, make sure you follow me over on Twitch. I will be streaming the technical preview pretty much as I can when I have time. Other than that, follow me over on Twitter or Instagram. And with that said, I'll see you all next time.